Hello all. Today, ScorcherToys@anymoon.com is looking at the latest 172 scale diecast VF1 completed models from Calibre wings. That's right, they're diecast and they're completed models, so no tools or skills required. Please note that these are fighter mode only models. They do not transform. If you like what you see, you can purchase these by heading over to Big Bad Toy Store through my campaign link in the comments below and searching for Robotech. In this review, we're looking at Calibre Wings follow-up releases to their VF1 Fokker schemes that were reviewed previously. You can hop to that review by clicking the card now. Calibre Wings debuted improved panel lines with their 2019 Singapore Comic-Con exclusive bare metal variant, which retailed for about $130 US. Since this model was limited to 12 pieces, it comes in no frills packaging with a sticker up front with a handwritten serial number. Later in December 2019, Calibre Wings began shipping their Max and Miriya gift set, which retails for about $220 US and is limited to 800 pieces. And this is one box that contains two die-cast models. This box has the same high-quality feel of the original VF1S release, including the hologram effect and flip-top lids on either side, allowing you to enjoy both models without breaking their seals. Inside, you will find the die-cast model as well as 4 sets of missiles, 2 open landing gear doors, 3 closed landing gear doors, 1 seated and 1 standing pilot figure, a metal foot holder for the standing figure, and a gun pod. You'll also find instructions in a baggie marked "Remove before flight" and a warning to not install the missiles at an angle. If you grab the Singapore Comic-Con variant, you'll also find each of the 3 different head molds, so you can pick what type of VF1 you own. These models only differ from the original Fokker release superficially. They are the same size and weight as the original Fokker releases, and here are some comparison pics I did previously. These models have some very nice heft for their size. The primary difference here are the panel lines. The detail work is finer. It's not the hugest difference, but it is a nice improvement. Those improved lines even carry over to the gun, which is a huge chunk of solid metal that adds nearly 40 grams of heft to the toy. Also different is the paint applied to the missiles. While the Fokker release has missiles with a wash on them, the VF-1J models don't have the wash, but they do have a black stripe added to the front. One thing that is not different is the pilot figure. So if you were hoping for a womanly figure for Miriya, I'm afraid that's just not going to happen. When you pull your model out of the box, the landing gear will already be installed, but not these little doors in the back. So you just plug those right in. They will fit securely. They will not pop off when you turn the toy over. You also have a gun. The gun just slots in. Again, big solid piece of metal. Push in firmly and it won't go anywhere. It'll be nice and solid on there with plenty of clearance, which is great. You also get missiles, but the missiles just are a little peg that goes into a little hole. Not the best fit, very easily knocked askew. The good thing about them being a peg in a hole is that as you reposition the wings, you can also just easily twist the missiles. The wings themselves do have a nice little gimmick where they move together, which is pretty cool. You don't have to worry about keeping them symmetrical. Now, if you're over having the landing gear deployed, you can just pop off the doors and the gear themselves and grab the included closed bays. So they just slide right into position. And I showed a little trick with my Fokker review. This front one, just push down in the back to give yourself a fingernail to be able to pop in there and remove that later. And then we could just apply these and it will fit securely into place if everything goes well. And they're not going to go anywhere. So now your toy can be whooshed around the room. You shouldn't call it a toy. It's a die-cast model, but it still can be whooshed around the room, which is pretty cool. Unfortunately, no display stand, so you're going to have to get yourself a sold separately Calibre Wings router style display stand, or maybe a display stand from Flight Pose. The paint job and detail work is absolutely top notch throughout here. So all of these emblems and warnings throughout the model, and then even at the cockpit area, you have your display, you have the little HUD clear plastic bit, You have buttons along the side of the cockpit, all very good. Clearly the canopy opens as it is open. You do have your little seated pilot figure, and the feet just kind of squeeze in, figure sits down, and it will fit in there nice and securely and won't be jostled as you handle the model. So what are these models made of? Well, the unpainted version lets you see exactly what the metal content is, which is pretty cool. Black is rubber. Clear parts are plastic. So there you can see everything. You can see the metal parts of the wheel, or of the landing gear, I should say, the wheel being rubber. The rubber wheel does spin, but it's actually just the tire spinning on the wheel. So that's as good as that gets. Now, anything with the clear plastic version is going to fit a little bit loose because the tolerances are made for the versions that have paint. So you can overcome that pretty easily with a piece of Scotch tape if you wanted to. You're going to pick whichever head you want. This is a VF-1J head. Here's the VF-1S. The VF-1A head actually has a pivoting laser. I'm going to go ahead and go with the 1J like I have on my Max and Miriya variants. And you can just plug this in. Now, the heads will fit on there decently enough. The parts that I really had to put Scotch tape on were this front landing gear and these doors in the back here. Otherwise, things fit on pretty snug. And again, if you had a painted version, those shouldn't go anywhere on you. So here it is. I am a huge fan of this bare metal and clear plastic version. And it's also good for showing you exactly what this model is comprised of. I know a lot of people have said that they would give up transformation for a properly proportioned VF-1 in fighter mode. And I know a lot of other people have said, you should just build models, but who has the time, let alone the patience and skill to do that? And if you did have all of those things, the amount of effort and time you would have to put into building a model that end up looking this good, it would end up making the price of these seem quite reasonable. So in that regard, if you are someone that really just wanted an excellent looking fighter mode, you have your chance of getting one. You have those nice deep intake fans, nice deep turbines in the back, superb profile from the side or above, and again, all that painted detail. These look fantastic, and what makes me excited about them is they're smaller and great looking. So the potential of a nice hangar display at some point is totally there. So I'm on board for that, but this is definitely not for everybody. There's a lot of people who really get their bang out of whooshing things around and transforming them, and that's less what this is about. So if it's for you, then there's nothing here that should scare you away. It's solid, it's clean, it looks good. So you should definitely consider it. If you're more a transformation person, more of playing with in different modes person, then these look cool, but they're not going to scratch the itch for you. Check out my full review on anymoon.com, subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching.